Today I'm going to be providing you a brief presentation regarding risky health choices of Canadians. Now, I don't think you would necessarily guess the topic that I'm going to be discussing here today, but it's actually going to be sodium consumption in your diet. So, to start, sodium, which is main source is table salt. This is 1,500 milligrams, which is the suggested level of sodium in someone's diet. Now, that's in your daily diet consumption. For example, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, that's over 1,000 milligrams of table salt. Most people have more than 1 tablespoon of soy sauce in the run of a day. This should go in the garbage. If you think you're having a healthy lunch, serving a cup of vegetable soup, that's not so healthy either. Again, over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And again, 250 milliliters of soup is not the standard size. If you have 2.5 pickles, that's over your daily sodium intake. So these are such dangerous things. And then there's pizza. And then if you have just 1 slice of pizza, that's your sodium intake right there. You're underwater for the rest of the day. So there's your garbage. Now what I'm going to provide you with are some solutions, some health risks as well. So let's just get started. So this 1,500 milligrams is illustrated by the blue line, which is the suggested intake of sodium, 1,500 milligrams. Now, sometimes there are differences. For example, the maximum level, which most people associate with being the suggested sodium intake, which is incorrect, the maximum level without incurring health risks is 2,400 milligrams of sodium. However, 1,500 milligrams is the suggested amount according to the Canadian Stroke Network. So, 80% of the population have greater than 2,400 milligrams, which is the suggested consumption. That means 80% of the Canadian population is putting themselves to health risks for serious disease. Now, the most alarming statistic of all, in 2004, males between the age of 14 and 30 had an average of over 4,000 milligrams of sodium per day. Now, this doesn't seem a lot unless you put it into context. There's really detrimental problems with this consumption, such a large consumption. It can cause significant problems. 1 in 4 Canadians have hypertension. Now, high blood pressure has been linked to hypertension, and high blood pressure is caused by things like high sodium intake. High sodium intake has also been linked to heart disease, obesity, cancer, stroke, osteoporosis, and so many other diseases. I'm not saying I'm the healthiest person in the world. However, these are risks that I would personally like to avoid. There are just little steps that you can do to decrease your sodium intake, and it's really important. So, to start with, there's sodium in almost everything. So it's important to recognize the fact that you can't get rid of it altogether. It's the moderation part that's important. So statistics show that 15% of sodium is added in cooking. 15% are in your quintessential, like fruits and vegetables. And 70% comes from processed foods. For example, your prepackaged foods, anything that comes in a tin that you buy to go, takeout food, restaurants. So there's a margin that can be reduced if you avoid takeout, even adding salt. If you stop adding salt when cooking, there goes 15%. So the solution is definitely moderation. So the Canadian Stroke Network, they suggest that if something has between 0 and 200 milligrams of sodium, then you can have as much as you want. You're in the green, you can go. Then 200 to 400 milligrams per serving, this is an area where you need to keep track of. And over 400, you just shouldn't have it. So stop eating it for red. However, there are further ways that were suggested to help you stick to this model. For example, I think it was Brian that mentioned it before about shopping the perimeter of the grocery store. So that way you're avoiding all the tinned and prepackaged food. However, because a lot of fruits and vegetables have necessary nutrients, and they're somewhat perishable, if you choose to have tinned products, you can rinse them with water, then soak them for 10 minutes, and then a lot of the sodium will be eliminated. As well, eliminating take-ins is also a very important area. Now, I specifically went to Bill's example. I went to the McDonald's nutrition guide, and I went to see a medium serving of French fries. And now they said that there was only 270 milligrams of sodium. Now, on most people's fries at McDonald's, I think I can see that much salt. Together. So you have to have some sort of doubt of how much additional people are adding. So these are all things that are important to consider. So, in closing, time to take out the trash. Thank you.